everyone. This is Fernanda Bulhões, directly from Brazil, and I am so happy to have Mariann here with us today for our inspiring conversation, our inspiring interview. Welcome, Mariann. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well.
Yes, very nice. Ismet is here. Ismet is saying hello. Ismet is our Zcon from Canada. She's here saying hi.
Hello.
Very nice. Okay, so Miriam, I know
Yeah,
everybody has a story to tell, and today is
yeah,
your turn to tell your story to the world. First of
yeah.
all, tell us where you're from.
Okay, I am from a little town in Denmark called Kos. I don't know if you can pronounce it, but it's very small. It's outside the fourth biggest city of Denmark, Aalborg, and I was actually born at the hospital in Aalborg, but we lived in Coast when I was a little girl. So
So, so how
I
far
say I come from there.
how far is
Excuse
from Copenhagen?
very far. If we go in car, I think Copenhagen will be like 5 or 6 hours away, maybe fewer now because we have the bridges. We didn't have them when I was born or when I was a kid, but it's many hours away in car, and in plane from Alba, it's about an hour away.
Oh, very nice. So,
Yeah,
tell us a little bit. Let's go back in time. Let's go back when
yeah,
you were a little girl. So, how was
yeah.
life? How was
I,
Miriam's life? And do you have dreams? And how was?
I was actually a bit of a loner when I was a kid. I love to sit in my room and draw dresses and clothes, and I love to play with my Barbie dolls. I had one close friend who was the neighbor of and the daughter of a neighbors whom I played with, but otherwise I liked to play alone when I was a kid with Barbie girls and Barbie dolls and all that. And I thought I was going to be a clothing designer until I discovered that you have to be able to sew and sew, or when you have to be able to produce the clothing too, not only draw it. So I dropped that idea. And later I found out that I love learning new languages. I know a little bit of Italian, some French. I haven't practiced the French for a long time, so I'm a little rusty at it. And I'm fluent in English, and I'm fluent in German, and I'm almost fluent in Spanish. So
Wow,
I love learning languages. That's
very
my
nice.
one of my hobbies, and I love to learn about communication and marketing too.
Very
So,
nice. Do you come from a big family?
yeah, we in our house we were four persons in total. My mom, my dad, and my brother and me. But um, my mother's sisters and my father's siblings, um, we were very close, and we were very close to my cousins and all that too. So we had tight bonds to each other. No, no family drama here. We were a happy family.
Very
The
nice.
drama was sadly in primary school, where I was bullied because I was a bit alone. And you can say it was a bit of my own fault because I isolated myself because I didn't, in the beginning, I didn't want to be with the others. But then when I discovered I want to be with the others and play with them, they didn't want to play with me
But
because
it
they
was
thought
a specific reason you felt like you wanted to be by yourself, or it's
in the
just your
beginning,
personality?
in the earliest years, I wanted to be by myself, but then I found out that I wanted to play with someone. But then it was late, and they had already formed cliques, and there was no room for me. And then I was in a class where we all called each other names, and I was not better like than they were. I also called people names, so we were all in that environment doing that to each other. So then, when I was supposed to go in eighth grade, I was in another school. Uh, I don't know what they call them in other countries, but it was a school where you don't live at home, you live at the school, and you get new friends. And there was a music line on the school, so I, I was in a band while I was at the school.
Nice. It's called a boarding school. When you
Ah,
leave, when you
yeah,
live, it's a boarding school.
yeah.
Very
So,
nice. So you play
so
instrument?
I was a singer. We played at
Wow.
we played at the first March arrangement and no, first of May arrangement in Aalborg. So I was singing Whiskey in the Jar and what was the more Honky Tonk Women of Rolling Stones.
Very nice. Amazing.
Yeah.
So it
So
was that your dream when you were a kid? Like, did you always
yeah, I
try to
always like
singer?
I like to put on the music and dance along or sing along and pretend I was Madonna and something like that. So yeah, that was fun. And I think when I came back to my old school, things had changed a lot and things had gotten better. And I got new friends because they have come people in my class from not other schools in the neighborhood, in the neighboring towns. Their students go to the primary school in my hometown when they have to go to ninth and 10th grade. So I got new friends from the people coming from the other schools. And then I went to a college in a town called Brønderslev, where I also got some new friends. One of them I still have contact with, who's called Janne, and we still talk. So we really got close to each other.
Very nice.
And
What do you study
sa-
for?
sadly, I at that point was dating a very toxic boyfriend, and he dumped my self-esteem to low degrees again, even though I've got friends. And of course, after I dumped him, I took
For
some
you.
time. I took some time to get up again. It actually took me 20 years to recover fully from the treatment he put me under. I don't know if he had narcissistic personality disorder or what he had, or if he was just an asshole. Sorry for saying that word, but
It's okay.
I, I don't know if he was a bad person or had a disease, but it doesn't matter. I recovered from him, and I feel so much stronger now than ever.
I'm so glad.
Um,
And what did you study for?
and my education was called Languages and International Business Communication. So it was a mix of translation and uh, building a company's communication platforms. The marketing text you put on the commercials or in the folders or flyers or that. We learned to do that in the education, and we learned about public relations too. And I think I really benefit from that education doing my CCOM work because it's a lot. It has a lot of communication taste to it, if you know what I mean.
Very nice. Yes.
Yeah,
So, did you work on the field of public relations or communication? Did you
yeah.
have a job?
I have mostly worked with the translation part, but I have done some bleh, public relations stuff too. Like I worked for a jewelry designer, and she designed some very beautiful jewelry. Her brand is called Dulce, and I contacted the costume manager at the car set of the TV show Leverage. You know, the one with Timothy Hutton and Christian Kane and Gina Bellman and all that. And I actually succeeded in having Gina Bellman wearing the jewelry designer's jewelry in the last episode so far ever of Leverage. So I'll call that public relations. Gone
Very
good.
nice.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. Um, so you said you had big dreams. You wanted to be a singer and dancing and everything.
Yeah.
What were the
I
big challenges to achieve this kind of dreams?
well, I never really worked that hard as you're supposed to get there. Like now, I heard the interview with Francesca, and she has worked so hard, and I know I never put that much work in it. My dreams. I think I went to dreaming more about working with marketing and languages. That became a passion, and of course, later Zumba became my biggest passion of them all. So now I'm combining my passion for communication and languages and Zumba.
Wow. So somehow your dreams are being fulfilled, right?
Yeah, they are,
Very
and
nice.
I'm
Yeah,
so I'm so happy I can help people feeling mentally well because I don't just see Zumba as exercise. It's so much more than exercise. It's mental health and happiness and all that, and it's friendship and love to me.
absolutely. So you were telling me before we went live about something you were born with. Can
Yeah,
you can you
uh,
tell everybody what is it, and then we're gonna go into details.
of course. So it's a disease called myxedema, and it's a metabolism disease. My thyroid, the organ that sits in your throat and produces the hormone that controls our metabolism, never worked. And as it was starting to producing cysts with liquid in them, doctors thought it was a better idea to remove it totally because it wasn't working as it was anyway. So they just give me extra medicine now.
So
So
what
I'm
kind of
living with.
treatments? What kind of
Hmm?
treatments you get when you said you were born with it? So when
Yeah, I was.
you were
They,
growing up before
they,
the
they
surgery.
they discovered when I was 3 months old.
Oh, so they discover early.
Yeah, they did.
And what kind of treatment at that time they were.
And I get some. I don't know if the pills are named the same in all countries, but in Denmark they call it Eltroxin, the medicine I get, and then I get some pills called It Alpha too, and then some chalk pills too. So that's what I get, and the way it influenced my body and my brain was that I used to be very poor at concentrating myself, and I used to be well, I still forget things easily, but I think I remember I'm better now because I'm better at staying focused, and I'm better now too at doing more things at the time, and also it affects my motorics too. It Before I started Zumba, it was so much worse than it is now. Zumba has made miracles on how I move. Of course, I practice a lot too. I think I try to practice at least 5 hours in average per week. And then when the weeks uh, I teach normally 1 or 1.5 hours per week, or at least before Corona. But then teaching and practice, then I dance about 6.5 hours per week.
Wow.
So
So you
yeah,
dedicate yourself a lot.
yeah. Before I actually scaled down because once I used to practice more than 10 hours a week. So I have scaled it down as I felt I was progressing. I feel I need less hours now to maintain it because now I'm really mostly maintaining my motorics. It's the way it works with my brain is that when I'm learning a new choreography, to feel secure, I have to have it on my backbone, if you know what I mean. I call it my motoric memory because then I don't have to think too much when I dance. I can concentrate on my students, I can concentrate on cueing and dance at the same time. If I don't have it on my backbone, I'm all the time conscious about what I'm doing, if I'm doing it right, if I do it a step equally many times at both sides, or if I'm on beat, I'm too conscious about things like that if I don't have it on the backbone. So when I learn new choreographies or film new choreographies, I'm very strict on myself actually. But the more I have it on my backbone, the more I relax. So
Wow.
that's how.
What kind of challenges throughout life? Because it started when you were a child, and then as
Yeah,
you
well,
up, what kind of challenges as a person did you have to go through?
well. I said my motorics were very affected by the way I walked. I would often bump into doors or some door frames or something like that because I could see them fine, but my brain could just not coordinate well. So it could not get me straight into straight through the door. It would like get to me to one of the sides, so I would walk into the frame or into the door. So my motorics were very poor, my concentration was poor, and the way I talked was poor. I actually built in many years with not liking my own voice. I used to hate hearing my voice because I felt myself I sounded so weird. But yes, often we are harder on ourselves than others are on us. We can often be our own worst enemies.
Absolutely. And then I know you because I've seen your family. You have just a beautiful family. Your kids are gorgeous. So
Yeah, they are.
when did you get married?
I got married in the year of 2000. We had actually been together for 2 years when we got married. Well, not even 2 years because we met September 9th in 1998. And then we got married July 22nd, the year of 2000. So,
And then
and
when was your first kid born?
he was born in 2004. So he will be 17 in September. He's born actually exactly 14 days after the birthday of my husband.
Oh
So
my
he'll
God,
be,
it's like a gift.
yeah, so he'll be 17 September 18th. So, and the younger he was born in 2007. So he will be 14 in November 5th will be his 14th birthday. So,
Very nice. So,
so they're big boys now.
very, yeah, yeah, you have.
And
So
they don't want to have their photos taken anymore.
they are,
Sometimes I have to hide them on.
it's that age, right? The
Yeah,
teenagers, they don't want to show themselves anymore. And they
nah,
want their privacy, right?
yeah,
And it's medicine here that it's so true. We can be our worst judges.
yeah.
So
We,
when you got married and having kids, uh, were you? How was your life? Were you okay Because you had
No,
work.
not at the beginning. Well, I still struggle with low self-esteem, and of course, my husband had to feel that. So he was one of my parents and my sister-in-law and my husband persuaded me to seek professional help, and I'm so happy today that I did what they asked of me. The one of the reasons why I was suspicious to it in the beginning was that I had before been a psychologist that had not helped me one little bit. I had not felt any connection, or that they were not listening to me or not giving me the help I felt I needed. But then I found one in a neighboring town, and she was just what I needed. And she understood the importance of giving her client help to help oneself, if you know what I mean. Because then you have tools, you can use them when you are starting to feel low, and you know when you start to feel low, you can feel it, and then you can give yourself those tools. One of them is actually standing in front of a mirror. It's especially a full body mirror, but a proper mirror can work too. And then you look yourself straight into the eyes and say at least 5 positive things about yourself. And I'm sure you can find some. Otherwise, you can use positive words your friends say about you and borrow those until you can find your own. It's better to have something to say, positive to say about you than having nothing. So it's in the beginning, it's okay to say 5 things that your friends, your closest friends, those you can trust, say about you, because I don't think your closest friend would lie to us about how they see us. So if you say them often enough, suddenly you start to believing in your heart that you are good enough and you're worth loving. And another thing is to find at least 5 things every day that you're grateful for. Even when you work in the morning and you just need coffee, find 5 things you're grateful for. That's another thing. And sometimes I also go offline for almost a day to self-confirm, if you know what I mean. Because I often put selfies on Facebook, and sometimes because of that, I need to feel too that I can confirm myself that I don't have to put a selfie on Facebook every day to confirm myself. And I can do it without putting a selfie on. So the reason why I do it is one, to remember, remind myself I love myself, I appreciate myself. Second, also encourage other people to appreciate themselves no matter how they look. We're all beautiful, and that's what I truly feel.
That's
So
right. Beautiful.
go and put them up. You look gorgeous, all of you. I know it. Nothing to be
So
ashamed
that's what
about.
you used to tell yourself. What were the 5 things? In the beginning, probably it must be hard because we're so
Well,
down, so low, right?
I I'm good at communicating. I know that. I mean, I'm good when I'm not too lazy. Sometimes I can be lazy, but that's a negative thing. But I I am good at communicating, and I'm starting to get good at teaching too. I think myself, and mm, I am good in I'm good at speaking languages, and I look beautiful, and I was I was able to find a wonderful man and get married and have some wonderful kids.
You
So
see,
that's
so the support system that you
yeah,
had, it made a big difference.
yeah. So
Very,
I'm gonna and I could mention more things, but I'm good at, and of course I have my weaknesses too. And loving yourself is actually daring to look at your weaknesses too, and look where can I improve? How can I improve and get even better? And also, it's also training ourselves to not take things people say about you personally, because often people say something about you that that's about them in reality and not about you, and or it's about how they feel inside that makes them say something about you. So, like, if somebody are in your class and they're negative and say some bad things about your teaching, it, it can be because they're having a bad day where they don't feel they can follow. Maybe they don't feel good enough, and they don't dare to look themselves into the eyes. So it's easier to blame on you. So we have to train ourselves to not take things too personally. That also reduces the time we get angry, actually, because if we don't take things personally, we don't get so angry at other people.
Very
I hope you
nice.
can.
Vivian from New York, she's also a fellow Zikon. She's saying, beautiful said, Miriam is such an inspiration. Thanks for bringing her here. So
Thank
she's
you.
like, I mean, we've been friends for so long, and
Yeah,
I'm always telling you that I think you are an inspiration
thank
because
you.
it's not
I
just,
hope to be. I try to be.
but
I mean, I see as inspiring others as helping others, and I like to help others, not only for my own sake, but also for others' sake. But I must say, it feels good inside to be good to others. That's how I feel. So being good to others can also be a selfish thing, but in a good way, because it
absolutely.
helps you grow your self-esteem and you feel you're doing something for somebody.
Absolutely. I say all the time, sometimes we just don't trust ourselves too much. And then sometimes I watch your videos that sometimes you just record it and you say something nice. And then I look at myself and I says, whoa, Fernanda, come on, wake up, you know? There are so
Yeah,
many beautiful things in life because I think this is a human nature that we are always doubting ourselves, right?
yeah, and it's not like I can't still do it, but I'm getting good at lifting myself when I do it and say, come on, you don't be negative like that. Come on, get up again. Also, I have that thing I call my inside critic voice, and she likes to be around when I record videos. But actually, last time when I recorded the video for La Vida es un carnaval of City Cruise, I actually did it in one shot. I didn't let my doubt get to me. I just did it. So I'm actually proud of that.
So, what do you usually tell your because you're a girl and then you have two teenager boys, and then
Yeah.
how do you make them feel that they can conquer whatever dreams they have? Do you guys talk a lot? How is it growing up in Denmark
It's
for
it's
boys?
actually difficult to talk to my older son because he doesn't have a lot of time to talk. But both my husband and I try to encourage them, and also we say that good marks are not the most important things as long as you're doing the best you can do, and being the best version of you. Sometimes we cannot be good at everything, so sometimes grades are low, sometimes they're good, high, but the most important is that they are being the best version they can be. So that's that's most important to us, that they're trying the best. And also, if we hear that they have been teasing others in school, we have a talk to them about you don't do something like that. Also, if someone teases you, that doesn't give you the right to tease back. You should, if someone is being toxic to you, you should just walk away from them and say nothing. and just leave them alone and don't play with them again. Because
Very nice. I
because
just
I
say about this. I just heard it when I was watching my church online, and that's what the pastor was talking about. Sometimes we just tend to say stuff because we are on the defense mode. So
yeah
it's not because we think like that or we are bad. We just boom, we just say things and then
yeah
we don't think
I've
about
done
it and we regret it, right?
I've done some. I had a colleague who's very toxic. I don't work with there anymore, thank God for that. And one day I just blew off on her in a private chat because I have been correcting some of her text because she was making a lot of spelling errors, and I don't think when you're writing for a company, it doesn't look good. You have a lot of spelling errors because it affects how people see your company. It's you look less trustworthy if you have a lot of spelling errors when you write for a company. So I correct them, and then she would write, "Keep your hands off my post," she would say. And I totally blew up on her, and I regret it because I told myself I should just have taken 5 minutes to calm down and write a professional letter why I did it, and she should feel grateful instead of being angry for it. But no, I had to blow up, and that was a mistake of mine. But at least I said sorry to her that I had exploded on her. But I didn't get any apologies, and I didn't expect one. But that's life.
But that's one of the most beautiful things of is to have a chance to say that we're sorry because
Yeah,
as human beings we're not perfect. So
no, we're not perfect.
like you
I
said,
have tried
uh,
to.
you just exploded because it was something too fast. You just saw
Yeah,
something that made you uncomfortable, but then
but
you realized and then you said you're sorry. So it depends how the person is willing,
yeah,
to
it
accept
was
this.
actually after that I started to get motivated to learn to not take things personal. And if I feel I get angry, walk away, relax, chill out, and then come back and write a little more calm answer. Still tell my honest opinion about her attitude, but not in such an angry way that I did. So sometimes when we're angry, we make it worse for ourselves. In this
Absolutely.
example, we almost both got fired from our jobs because of this little controversy. So we didn't get fired, but it was close. So and it was just as much my mistake that I exploded on her as it was hers. So I manned up and I said, "I'm sorry, I exploded on you, and you just made me angry, and I reacted on it. I should have calmed down before I responded back to you."
Very
And
nice.
she was just stiff faced, like, okay.
Yeah, you see, so it depends on how the person is willing to accept. So maybe,
Yeah,
later in time, she's gonna remember this situation. It's gonna say,
yeah,
"Wow, yeah, she was humble enough to realize that she was wrong, and she came and said, 'I'm sorry,' and I didn't. I was not willing to accept her apologies. So
mm,
it's bad for her, maybe one day she will remember it and learn with the situation, right?
yeah. It depends on if she is what I think she is, but hopefully for her she's not. But it doesn't matter if she is
Good.
or not. It's her
So
problem if she is.
that's right. So how did Zumba came to your life? First, how did you get to know? When was the very first time
Well,
that you
my
saw dance?
sister-in-law was taking a class in a town, and she knew I loved Latin music, and she knew I loved to turn on the radio and dance like freestyle. And she said, "You should try this Zumba. I think you really love it." And at that time, I was trying to lose weight, And I didn't actually enjoy the exercise I did to lose weight, but I did it because I really wanted to lose weight. So that was very welcome when she came and recommended Zumba. In the beginning, because of my motorics, I was afraid to go to real class, so I got the Wii Zumba party game in my birthday present. So I started with that. And September, October 2012, I took my first real class, and I knew I loved it from the beginning. And I I didn't come there many times before. I knew I wanted to spread that joy one day too. So actually, maybe it was a year after I took the training with Steve Booth in Anders, and the year after, in May 2014, I took my Zumba Gold license with Monica Lyman. So that was the best decision I could ever make because Zumba has also much on my self-esteem, along with the psychologist therapy and Zumba. That was a good combination that really made me more healthy, both mentally and physically. And my motorics, I said, got much better. And I still bump into doors sometimes, but that's because I'm not alert. That's because I'm not concentrating. So I'm thinking of all the things I'm going to go and post. So I walk into the frame because I'm not attentive enough. But Zumba has changed so much and made my life so good. And I've gotten so many friends. And actually, I have become friends with one of my new students too. She said it was the way I treated her when she asked me about Zumba and how it could help her. It was the way I treated her that gave her the courage to come and try. And it's my attitude and the way I am that made her stay. So we have become friends. She was actually here on Thursday, so I gave her a private class with some new songs and the songs we used to do before Corona lockdown. So she was happy and she said she really had a good workout. So
Very nice. So when
yeah,
coronavirus came and the pandemic and everything was shut down and everything, did this got into you? Did you felt like scared or how this
nah, I realized okay, we are probably gonna have to take a break from live classes now. And I knew many of my elder students, they don't use social media, they don't use computer, they don't use internet. So told them, okay, you should turn on your radios and have fun dancing when you want and freestyle all you want and just have a happy time and dance and think of me and our classes. And then when we can open, I'll see you again. So I try to I still try to tell them we'll get over this someday. We'll get past this someday. So I keep the positive mind that we'll get over this. It's just a matter of time. That's what I'm saying to myself, and that's what I'm saying to them. There was a time when Denmark was open and we could have live classes again, but then shortly after we were locked down again. So, but we did start a little in the autumn of 2020. And then October we were locked down again, so then they went back to the radios and walking and all that. I recommended they do to get the exercise done. So I didn't feel great. I felt okay, maybe I should try out this pre-recorded class thing. Maybe I can expand my customer circle that way, I thought, to the whole world. Why not try to help the whole world to feel better inside and outside in this crisis? So that's why I started to record the pre-recorded class. The first one was in June, July, and then they took off 8 of my songs, and I took a long break from pre-recorded, and then I returned again in January. So if somebody is interested, I have a pre-record class on Wednesday. It will start 3 p.m. and Miami time, and it will be available until Thursday, also 3 p.m.
Very
Miami
nice.
time.
I've watched your class. You know, I'm a big fan. Every time you send it to me, I'm always watching because I am Zumba Gold licensed,
Yeah,
but I have sometimes I have difficulty on doing the steps a little slower just
yeah,
because I have uh, the the deficit. I'm always
yeah,
like as if I am turned on 220 because I'm also always like crazy. So it's usually
yeah.
so hard for me to calm down. So
Actually, sometimes I have had difficulty keeping on beat when it goes slow. I have to focus more on being on beat when it goes slow than when I can go quickly too, but I can't do that with my Zumba Go. But I prefer to teach Zumba Go. But when I practice alone, I like to take quick songs too,
very
like
nice.
Firehouse. I love Firehouse.
Oh, I love it too. I love it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm using my Thomas choreography, some parts of it, and then I have adapted the rest to my own. So
Very nice. Is Mary
yeah,
saying, "Oh, don't worry about bumping into stuff. I had danced all my life, even professionally, and I bumped into stuff all the time." She,
oh,
and then Andrew is saying, "Miriam, you rock," and I'm gonna
oh,
get on a playback. And
yeah,
I think it's just so powerful to trust in yourself and just believe that you can do it. And then
yeah,
you have proven this so many times. Now I
yeah.
want to know from you, how do you see your life in 5 years from now?
I'm still dancing, if I can help it.
Very,
I hope when the country opens after Corona, I hope to get a paid instructor job. I've actually always instructed voluntarily in volunteering jobs, just because I want to do my passion for teaching. So I haven't cared that much if it was paid or it was not paid, but I would like to get a paid instructor job. But right now it's impossible because of Corona and all gyms are closed. So, but I think I do have the skills for it. I'm just looking for the right place, the place that deserves me, right?
and you
So,
will come. I'm sure you will. It's like you said,
yeah,
everything in life has the right timing. We just
yeah,
don't,
right.
right? We just
Uh,
don't know. But eventually, with hard work, we're going to get there. And
yeah,
how do you see yourself in 20 years from now?
still dancing. Maybe I won't be. Maybe I'll still be sin. Maybe I will not be instructing, but be sin. But just dance along to other classes or dance my own choreographies, like a happy old lady. I hope so.
That's very nice. Is there any movie or a quote or something that you go by? Let's say, what's your favorite movie that it really inspired you?
Oh gosh, I love so many movies. That's a really hard question. Oh my god. I think the one I keep coming back to is Pretty Woman. I know it's about Huda, but look at the end of it. She's trying to start an education, a totally new life. She moved up from the bottom, and there was also this guy. He made her believe in herself. He made her convinced that she can do it. So not just uh, it's not just a story about a rich guy and a hooker, and it's so much more than that. Pretty Woman. That's why I love Pretty Woman. I can watch Pretty Woman all the time.
Me too. I love it. And
Yeah.
is there a quote or a saying that you live by?
Again, please?
Like a sentence or a quote that you live by?
Ah, well, I always say treat other people like you want to be treated yourself. That's one of them. So if you want to be treated with respect and love, you should treat other people with respect and love. And
Perfect.
also, sometimes people are difficult to love, but then it's better to walk away from a toxic person than seek revenge and hurting them. It's just better to walk and find someone who appreciates you. So
Absolutely. You said it all. If people do not appreciate you, just walk away. You're right.
yeah,
We deserve much
no
more
reason
than
to hang around. And also the one, though people give you harsh criticism, it may not be because of you. You may just not suit them, but it's not because you're not good enough. It's just because you didn't fall into their taste. So don't take it so hard. The other day, when after I looked on comments from a class, there was a person who wrote 0 stars, but I didn't take it too hard. I just pushed it away and say, okay, fine. I didn't fall into her taste, but I know I have fallen into other people's taste. And there's no reason to focus on one negative remark if you know other people love you. You have your regulars, you who are summer instructors, you know they love you. You know they come to your classes because they love what you do. But there will always be people who don't like us, and we can't please all of them. So just be happy for those you do please and appreciate them, love them, and keep doing you because you are good enough.
yes, you are. And I appreciate you. I'm always saying that. I appreciate our friendship. And I'm so thankful that you're part of my life somehow, even though we are very distant. But
Uh,
hopefully, I will
the
meet
feeling
you.
with the feeling is mutual.
Oh, thank you so much, sweetie. So I cannot thank you enough for being here today on a Sunday. I know it's past 8:30 in Denmark now, and
Yeah.
what would you like to say to everybody, so we can close up, and if you have a message to everybody.
I remember what Francesca said in her interview, and I want to say the same. You are somebody. You are worth loving, and I love Francesca's new song.
It's amazing, right?
Remember, listen to it if you haven't already, because it's so inspiring, it's so uplifting, and it's how you should feel about yourself. You're worth something. You matter.
That's what she says. Yeah, so what? Right? So what
Yeah.
if people don't
So
like you?
what?
So what? Because you are
Yeah.
some absolutely.
I love that.
Francesca is a very good friend of mine, and I told her yesterday that I
Yeah.
appreciate her because she inspires me a lot and every day. And
You
just
know,
like
I
her, you inspire me as well.
I've never met her in person, but even through the screen, it feels like I've known her for my whole life in person because she's so wonderful and inspiring and uplifting. She's a friend all good people should have, I think.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So, next Sunday, we have another special person that we're going to be interviewed. You want to tell everybody who is our next
Yep,
guest?
Andrew O'Loughlin will be your next guest on Sunday, so stay
Very,
tuned. He's a wonderful guy. You love him. I
very
do.
nice. So, next Sunday, at 2:30 Miami time. We're going to be talking to Andrew, who is such a beautiful person as well. We were dancing together yesterday and we had so much fun. And like I always say, we are so blessed to have friends all over the world. It doesn't matter if we know them in person or not, but we know that we are family. That's what Zumba has brought to all of us. Friends that
Yeah,
became family. Thank you so
indeed.
much, you my sweet friend. I really, really appreciate your time, and I hope that we continue to be friends for a long time. And hopefully, I will
All
be
right.
going to Denmark one day.
You should. I'll be welcoming. You can stay in our home.
Oh, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate. And I hope you have an amazing new week, a blessed one. And I will be looking forward to seeing your new classes. Thank you so much once again. And
You're welcome. It is actually the same pre-recorded class I used because and because of that lymphedema, I hate filming myself. I have to confess that I hate filming myself, but I do it to help others. So I motivate
maybe
myself that way.
maybe that's something that you could challenge yourself to put together a new playlist
Yeah.
and show everybody how talented you are.
If songs pop up that are allowed for pre-recorded, I may pop them in. But for now, I'm using the same songs because I love those songs so much. So I know that when I start to get tired of song, I will replace it because then I can't dance it anymore because then I get that song again. So
Yeah.
I practice my own pre-recorded playlist once a week because then that way I can check if I still love the songs, and if I feel getting tired of songs, I will replace it. So
Very nice. Very. So thank you again so much, my friend. I hope you have a blessed night and stay
you
safe.
too,
And I'll see you
you
next
too.
time. Thank you so much. I love you. And I talk
Bye
to you later.
everybody.
Thank you so
Have a
much
nice Sunday.
for being here. Uh, so tune in next Sunday, 2:30. We're gonna be talking to Andrew. So thank you so much, guys. Have a nice Sunday and a blessed week. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye bye.
Bye bye.